Mark in the chat already, man. What's going on, Mark? I hope you're doing well. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily App. Oh man, we starting off like this. Oh, all right. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily App. I am your host, of course, Jay, and we got a lot to talk about. I believe this is episode 22. This is episode 22, like 20 as well. So we coming up in the world. It's been an eventful 2026 to say the least, for sure. I definitely was not expecting half of what has gone on this year, to be honest. It has been absolutely crazy. I think January we decided to, you know, start YouTube back up. This was again a channel that was already created back in 2020. I think is when I first created this channel, and it was a complete different type content. We was doing Amazon day in the life of an Amazon driver. That was a crazy job. And so that actually did very well. We was doing that during COVID. Obviously, everybody was bored watching COVID content. So we was on the road delivering packages while everybody was all quarantined, all comfy in their house. We was those, what was they call them? The what do they call them? It was like you were granted access to work if you were in this category. I forgot what it was called during quarantine. I forgot what it was called. But that's what we was. Amazon delivery workers. We were still doing that. So we was recording day in the life content and all of that as an Amazon driver, and that was going smooth. So a lot changed in life. And that is when the page was rebranded and kind of shut down for a little bit, for some years. Yes, thank you. Essential personnel, essential workers. Yes. Thank you. I knew somebody was gonna remember. We was essential workers, and that was fun, man. That was nobody on the road, just delivering. And Amazon is a great, bro. This is the thing. Amazon, FedEx, jobs like that. To be honest, if they paid well, which I understand why they don't pay like $25, $30 an hour, UPS does. But those jobs are very chill, like very chill. Personally, I love it as somebody that's active. I love to be moving around all day. So like outside of like the terrible neighborhoods, like the apartments that don't have elevators and stuff like that, or maybe like an extremely hot day and they're just not even realistic expectations to deliver and stuff like that. Outside of that, it's a very chill job. Very chill job. And if I was paid well enough, like if I was paid like $30, $35, $40 an hour, I'd be a delivery driver because it really is chill, like all day long. Just vibe to your music, drive, drop packages off, keep it going. I love like a little flow like that where you can kind of keep your body going. But that was what the page was in 2020. And then we transitioned over to basketball content a little bit when COVID kind of died down. We was able to get back together. So that went crazy. And then that's when we shut down the page, probably around like 2022, 2023. And then launched it back up in 2026 as an entire shift in content as, entering this, yapping world, podcast world of just sharing different thoughts and opinions, which I feel like everybody has something to say when Charlie Kirk died. And I think, he may have dropped the mic that day, but I think a lot of people picked it up once that happened because I think a lot of people just had something to say. That didn't sit right with anybody. And that motivated a lot of people to start something that they may have been stalling or procrastinating about. So I know that was me. Been on TikTok, yapping. Seattle, yes. I'm going to get to that as well. Y'all see it's actually growing in the back. So we've been yapping on TikTok for about 2 years now, and that's grown obviously absolutely crazy. And they kept getting pushed to create the YouTube channel and launch the YouTube channel all 2024 and 2025. And we just stalling. So 2026 was definitely the New Year resolution to launch this YouTube channel, and it has been amazing ever since. You got things that we didn't expect at all. And can't thank nobody else but the yapping community, the yap community, because it's just been crazy. You know, TikTok, YouTube, Candace has referenced different things from tweets to liked videos on TikTok, commented on TikTok videos, reposted TikTok videos, commenting on tweets, now showing tweets on her show, Baron responding to certain things that I'll tweet. We have, a I don't want to say a large enough platform, but maybe an important enough voice where Andrew Kovet and Tyler Boyer is replying on my tweets if I say something. You know what I mean? And so it's getting very interesting. I think they are hearing us. So we pushing in the right direction. So I definitely appreciate y'all. Could not do it without the app community. It has been fun. That's the best part about it, is that y'all keep it very fun. And I love it. I really do. So I appreciate everybody, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in or on your way out, whichever one you're doing. You ain't gotta, if you want to chill and vibe, that's cool. We can get. If you were just stopping in to say, hey, what's up? That's cool too. Make sure you guys hit the sub button as well. We're on the road to 22K, and I appreciate all the support along the way as usual. But yes, we do have a lot to talk about. We do. And before I get to some of the early greeting comments, we got to talk about real quick the fake Club Americas, just really brief, because I know we hit on a lot of that last episode. It's just gonna be really brief. Obviously, I always have a donkey of the day. You gotta have a donkey of the day. You got to. We will be addressing just the Megyn Kelly and Hodge twins. Again, not well, I can't really promise y'all if it's gonna be long or not. I be just yapping. So I'm gonna just say however I feel. Hopefully it's not that long. And then Brian Harpole. So it was an interesting angle. That's kind of what the thumbnail was about tonight. Is that it was an interesting angle that surfaced that looked very, very strange. Now, obviously, we know Brian Harpole is a little trigger happy, right, with the lawsuits and all of that. So I'm gonna start this video off by saying this entire video is all speculations, opinions, thoughts, and all of that. Allegedly. I'm not, you know what I mean? Brian Harpole is a little trigger happy. And I'm not Blake, because I don't know why things Blake has said Blake ain't got in trouble about. So I don't know who Blake is for him to say what he had to say, and nobody ever cares or sues him. I don't know, but I'm not taking that risk, because like Coach said, I'm black with a do-rag. Okay, so I don't know. I don't have the advantages as others. So I'm gonna just stay in my lane, and I'm gonna just say allegedly my opinion and my thoughts on absolutely everything. So we're gonna talk about Brian Harbaugh, because there was a camera angle that was very, very suspicious, and it does not look good for him. It does not. And on, just to let everybody know, I always thought it was strange on the things that he was doing that day with, maybe not just sitting here, because we talked about it with Matt from the Black Line Brief, how he has plenty of episodes in Charlie Kirk debates where he is in the back with his arms crossed. But I think him like messing with something under his arm and like, doing all this stuff in his pockets, I think that was very strange. But we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We will get to it. Mark, what's going on? And then yes, essential workers. Kara Michelle, what's going on? Good evening. I'm glad y'all stopped by the Yap tonight. My heroes and I haven't stopped ordering to date. What? I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm sorry. Black Line Brief's not Bob. What is happening? What? What? Hello from Hondo, Texas. Y'all see the thing up here? I kind of brought the camera up a little bit, so it may be hard to see. So I might need to let it up a little bit, because I definitely want to make sure everybody can see that. But It is expanding. Y'all see, I got like the blue yarn now. It's kind of going everywhere. We got Hawaii way over here. We got a couple of more in South Africa, couple more in New Zealand, couple more in Australia. I believe we added a Scotland, um, added a UK, at a whole bunch of places in the states. So again, if you are new to the channel, please drop your state. TikTok as well. Please drop your state on where you're from, where you're listening from. Maybe not where you're from, but where you are listening from. So that way I could drop a pin for you up on the map. And maybe the next episode I can plan better to have the camera a little bit more, or drop the map, whichever one, as far as lower it. But yeah, drop your state, drop your city, whatever, so I can make sure I have a pin for you, because I would love to just turn around and be like, look at all the people that have came together to yap at this. I think yap o'clock, like somebody said before. Um, I did Instacart through COVID and made great money. That's the crazy part, man. COVID, man, they treated the delivery drivers just amazing. You made bank, and I get it. It was probably labeled as like dangerous work at the time, but like I think that's what type of money you was supposed to be making as a delivery driver. And now that COVID is over, they just kind of like penny pinching. And the crazy part is they penny pinching the drivers, but they charging the hell out of the consumer, right? The customer. We over here paying $45 for a Chick-fil-A meal, but then you only gonna pay the dasher $8. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I used to DoorDash. Everybody had hard times in their life. I had a hard time in my life where I had to DoorDash like crazy to come up with things that I gotta pay for. And yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. But during COVID, you made bank, delivery drivers, you made bank, Dasher, Instacart, all that. You made crazy bank. Uber Eats, all that. Seattle, what's going on? You are moving right up. Keep it up. We want to hear from you. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate y'all for listening. And even just being like Jamaica. Okay. I got you. That's a first. I don't think I have a Jamaica on the map. Um, what you call it? What was I about to say? Oh, yes. I appreciate y'all for listening, because for somebody that is, I don't have like a set schedule. A lot of people love their routines and stuff like that, and I get it. But I also have a crazy child and I work full time. You know what I mean? So like it's hard for me to have like a schedule when I'm gonna go live. So I appreciate y'all for just turning on the notifications, and just whenever you see it pop up, y'all are there every single time. I don't even have to say this day, this day, this day. Y'all just know when the notification go up, which I try to typically put up earlier in the daytime. Y'all are there every time. So I do appreciate y'all. And Cahoots gave you a good mention on her podcast as well. She has your back. Right. Yeah. Me and Candace right there now. Come on. And I honestly I appreciate the times she has mentioned anything I've said. It's just been like, here's the tweet, and it just kind of like let it go from there. Cause people don't know. Like once you get your like actual username put out there, man, the bots start coming. The bots start coming. So it's kind of like protection in a way. Obviously, people can just read the screen and go do that. They can still do that, but it's a little different versus a full username shout out. So when she didn't do that, I was like, thank you, actually, because I ain't got time. But either way, I think it was still put on the radar because yeah, ever since then, folks been watching. They've been watching. Not only has it been interesting, it's also been fast. It's only up from here. Yeah, you're right, man. It has been fast. It's only May. It's only May. We just started in January. Really, we wasn't even doing lives in January. The YouTube started in January. We started posting videos, but it really did not start to maybe like March, to be honest. But I will get to the rest of the comments. Hold on, I gotta play this. I gotta look at this. I gotta look at this. Yo, did you just make that Coach Colin reference? I think he was low key seeing your outfit isn't high IQ. Yeah, that's I mean that it was a Coach Collar reference. It was because yes, he did say what I had said. And that's what it was. It's definitely, it was a little prejudged, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I don't do this for anybody particular. This is just me. I like to be in a do rag in my PJs. You know what I mean? Is what it is. Same thing with him. He like being in his hoodie and a scully. I like being in my do rag and my PJs. That way, when I get off of this, I could just jump into bed. I'm not no pretender at all. I'm not finna come up here and wear a polo and look all. I feel like I look presentable. I feel like we good. I'm yapping. But yeah, it was. I'm glad you caught that. Now, without further ado, I appreciate y'all for the 15 minutes or so, just welcoming everybody in, of course. Um, and obviously, I'll try to get to all the comments throughout the show, and then all of them towards the end. Um, the Club Americas, really quick. So, one thing about the Club America is that I also would love for other people to look into a little bit, see what we can find. This is definitely going to require like a lot of like teamwork type stuff. But with the Club America, so as far as the counter of how many fake um chapters I have discovered, I haven't done any today. So after last night, it was at 75. I'm at 75 fake Club America chapters. 50 of those were in the state of Georgia. And then after that, I was like, let me just go to different states, see what I can find, see what the craziest ones were as far as like the locations and where they at. And so I found another 25, and that's why I'm at 75 right now. I found 75 fake chapters, and that was not in that many different states. And this is only me. This is not even counting all the people that have sent me something on TikTok, that have sent me something on X. Like it is many people, like multiple people working on this at the same time of sending in a fake chapters. So I would imagine this list is probably in the hundreds already. I think we can confidently say that. Um, but the problem I have with the Club Americas is trying to, and this is where Leah comes in hand. And Leah, I know you've been on it, so I trust you. I'm waiting on the Club America breakdown. But with the problem I have with the Club America is that it's so brand new that it's hard to actually find the money. It's hard to find the money. It's hard to track down the money because it's fresh. It just started. It hasn't even been a full year yet to drop a 990 form on where the money's going. Then on top of that, this is another nonprofit underneath the TPUSA umbrella. So for the ones that don't know, it gets very, very complicated when you have fraudulent schemes like this, where you have the umbrella, which is TPUSA, and then underneath the umbrella, you have all of these different entities and all of these different LSCs, all of these different nonprofits. It is very hard. It's by design. They did that on purpose. So that's why I say I will need, you know what I mean? I'm a person by myself. So I try my best. However, it does get a little complicated sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to do that digging. So it's hard to track the money. And this is exactly how they want it. Because if we were able to find this, it would be a whole different story. Totally different story. Um, but I can't seem to locate like the money on paper, similar to TPUSA. TPUSA, you could just pull up the 990 forms. It's also been many, many years of TPUSA. So you can pull up years worth of 990 forms. But even when you pull up like TPUSA Faith, which has been around for a while since Erica's been in the scheme, you can't even find really the dollar amounts for TPUSA Faith. So all of this stuff is by design, and typically it's put there for a lot of different fraudulent activity. That's why it's hard to do. That's why you see all these different entities under the umbrella. Now it is normal when it comes to like regular corporations such as Amazon. I've said this example before. When you get an Amazon package, you do not that delivery driver does not work for Amazon, right? Amazon is the umbrella, it's the brand, but the person that's dropping it off is a third party contractor. Amazon has hired X amount of third-party contractors. That way, it takes away the liability. If something ever happens, it falls on the third-party contractor, and it saves them money. They don't have to worry about buying the vans. They don't have to worry about any of that. They might provide the warehouse. Outside of that, they just hire a whole bunch of third-party contractors, and that's that. It's similar to TBUSA Faith. TBUSA Faith, even though it's crazy because it's a nonprofit. Nonprofits should not have this many different things under the umbrella. But when the nonprofits do it, it's because they're trying to hide stuff. So even if you search up the different reasons, I got an eyelash in my eye or something, bro. Even if you search up, hypothetically speaking, why would a nonprofit want to have so many different entities and other nonprofits underneath the nonprofits? This is what Google says. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull my screen over here so y'all can see. What I'm talking. Y'all cracking me up on Coach. I haven't been able to watch them all, but just chill. We good. You know what I mean? I'm not. There's no hard feelings. It is what it is. That was a reference though. All right. Let me share my screen really quick to see even what Google says about nonprofits. And I mean, not just nonprofits, but what would a nonprofit be creating multiple nonprofits underneath the nonprofit for? This is Google, not me. But this is how I can at least explain it into better words if you don't understand what I'm saying. You know, obviously you see my question, my English is probably off. I just throw stuff in Google and hopefully they understand. They hope. I hope that they understand what I'm talking about and what I'm asking. Why would a nonprofit want to hide money within another nonprofit? AI says, Google says, a nonprofit might hide money within another nonprofit to shield assets from creditors, obscure the true source or destination of funds, engage in dark money, political lobbying, or facilitate embezzlement and tax evasion. These are the things we've been talking about. Like we've been talking about this for a very long time. This tactic creates complex organization structures to avoid public scrutiny and regulatory. So, oh, my fault, regulatory oversight. And so this AI is not pulling this from just some random thing. Obviously, it happens before for AI to be able to collect all of this data and tell us why a nonprofit would do this. So this is not random at all. Again, this is by design. And this is not me accusing TBUSA of anything. This is AI picking up on pattern recognition. And I also realize it too. But again, this is not me saying it. This is Google saying it. Moving funds between nonprofits for illicit purposes typically involves several common motives. The first one, which I think everybody should pay attention to, obscuring political spending, dark money, like they like to call it. Certain nonprofits like 501c4, this 501c4, maybe hold on. Let's see. Lights, camera, action. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? 501c4, right? You lights, camera, action. This is a guy that Tyler Boyer, you know. I don't want to say too much. Hopefully, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. That is a 501c4. Certain nonprofits like 501c4, social welfare organizations, because TBUSA itself is a 501c3, but Lights Camera Action is a 501c4. Social welfare organizations are not legally required to disclose their donors. Wealthy donors or corporations may funnel money from a political charity through AC4 to secretly finance political campaigns and ballot measures or lobbying efforts without public transparency. So when you see in December, Erica Kirk endorses JD Vance, right? Erica Kirk endorsed JD Vance at AmFest in December. Now, what's interesting about that, and hopefully, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. What's interesting about Erica endorsing JD Vance and AmFest, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to see a different backdrop. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to show this and then explain a little bit. So, my apologies. Let me get this pulled up. So, you have this right here. Everybody remembers this. Let me play it.
For both 2026 and 2028, we're investing in states and not just in races. So what I mean by that is we are building the red wall.
My bad. You are absolutely right. I don't know if I said Kirk, but if I did, I sincerely apologize to everybody because her name is in fact Erica Franz Vey. That is a fact.
Arizona, Nevada, New Hampshire. That's going to be very important to us. We're going to ensure that President Trump has Congress for all 4 years. We are going to get my husband's friend, JD Vance, elected for 48 in the most resounding way possible.
So I'm sure y'all remember that. The thing is, with the backdrop, if you've seen it going through, I probably should have said something while it was there, but you can see it right here. Just pull it up really quick. You see the backdrop, and it's actually coming into play right now. So this is perfect. If you see the backdrop, it says turning point action. You see it coming in right there. Now, most of these things sliding by says Turning Point USA. You can see it in the back. Turning Point USA, Turning Point USA. And then right here, you can see Turning Point action popping up. Problem is, Turning Point USA cannot involve themselves in politics. They can't. It's against the 501c3 rules. So, Turning Point USA, whoever created this system, came up with the 501c4 who can talk about politics. So Turning Point action, and this is the creepy part about these loopholes is they know that they're taking advantage of it. They know that they're abusing the loopholes. So 501c3s, Turning Point USA cannot endorse JD Vance, but Turning Point action can. So they'll have the backdrop of Turning Point action behind them, but yet the person talking is the same person that would be speaking at a 501c3 event, right? So let's just say Erica Franz Vey. She represents a 501c3 and a 501c4. So they get away with this illegal activity because they're like, hey, I wasn't speaking on behalf of Turning Point USA. I was a Turning Point action representative tonight. When in reality, it's like, bro, but you still represent Turning Point USA. Like, you're still the same person that goes on to be representing Turning Point USA by tomorrow. So it's this weird loophole thing that they do. But that's a loophole that they use is Turning Point action. Turning Point action, they're able to funnel all of this money and then lobby it. And then now they're endorsing JD Vance and all of that good stuff. Hopefully y'all are following. Now, let's see what else Google has to say. Oh, that's so clutch. I'm glad I ain't got to. Tyler Boyd was convicted in 2024 for voter fraud in Arizona and 12 other TPUSA associates and pardoned by Trump. Yes. So y'all, you catching on now, right? Y'all are catching on. Y'all are catching on. And let's not forget, Charlie also said that if Kamala Harris was going to be elected, that they were going to they're going to try to put him in prison. So I'm not saying that he committed fraud or anything like that, but I think he was involved with some people that were involved in that type of stuff, and they all could have went down. He could have been guilty by association. But it is public record that Tyler Boyer was pardoned by Trump because of stuff like that. Now, that was the dark money, which is my favorite, number one. Yo, what's going on? Number two, embezzlement and private procurement. Oh, what? I'm still here, but I don't know what just. Okay, we're back. I touched it on accident. Um, Embezzlement and private procurement. Insiders, such as executives or board members, may route money to a secondary allied nonprofit, and my fault, an allied nonprofit that they quietly control. This secondary entity is used to disguise payments, pay for personal expenses, or create fake consulting fees, allowing individuals to extract nonprofit funds for personal benefit without raising red flags on their primary organization's tax returns, aka the 940s. I mean, my fault, the 990s. I'm sorry. So as you can see, the rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper because this is something that I think certain people also like to do. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Where we have some companies like to do have ghost employees. Some companies like to take a donation and then use that donation as a payment to another nonprofit. So now that money is now like kind of like liquefied. So now they don't have to report this as a donation. They can just cash it and it just goes wherever. It's a crazy situation. Crazy situation. And you see, it just goes down from here. The categories: evading creditors and lawsuits, money laundering, illicit or improperly obtained funds can be washed by running them through complex. Bro, please listen to this. Please listen to this. As we discuss these fake chapters, I got, please pay attention to this next one, right? We just talked about 75 to 100 and probably 75 to 200 fake Club America chapters around the country. And it's probably more. I just don't feel like it because if it's 75, that means it's probably 150. If it's 150, that's probably 300. This category says money laundering. Illicit or improperly obtained funds can be washed by running them through complex, multi-tiered nonprofit transactions. By moving money across different charities and layering the transactions through multiple bank accounts, bad actors attempt to sever, my fault, severe. Yeah, no, server. The link between funds, illegal origins, and their final destination. And then obviously the last one is skirting grant restrictions. So I said all that to say Club America is dang near a ghost company. It's hard. It's hard to figure out right now who is. I think they said Tyler Boyer is running it, managing it. I'm not sure, but it's hard to locate a lot of things about Turning Point USA. So we kind of gonna have to do this as a team, similar to finding out the fake clubs, the fake Club America, the fake chapters, similar to how we have to do that for a team, like that as a team, and just coming together and like, hey, this person pulled this state, this person pulled this state. Similar to that, we got to figure out how we can further prove that something shady is going on with Club America, because at the moment it is shady. And I want these people to be held accountable. That's the biggest thing. Because a lot of people don't realize when they're like, why are you so bothered about Club America? Hold on, You stressing me out in the TikTok live. Somebody's reporting it, so it has restrictions. Let's just stay on YouTube. Okay. I'm sorry, TikTok family, but I definitely don't want to get banned again and put in jail for multiple days. So I appreciate it, Latanya. Thank you. Best mod ever over there. Thank you. Sorry, TikTok family. Y'all are the feds. That's crazy. These folks is, yeah, I don't want to get put in jail. They put me in jail for like 2 or 3 days last time on TikTok Live. Thank you. But we got to come together, figure something out. The only thing as far as the money I could find with Turning Point USA, Club America, is that some of these governors and politicians are donating to Turning Point USA, right? So there's already one person out there that said, I'm donating $1 million to Club America, blah, 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 so stuff like that. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But I just wanted to put that on everybody's radar that we need these people to be held accountable. This world is so crazy. We are working so hard as citizens, as Americans, just for people like Turning Point USA to be taking advantage of the system, right? And it's more than just them, but I'm just sick of it all. I want them all to be locked up. I want them all to be held accountable. So we working hard. We paying taxes, right? They call me a grifter every single day, even on my YouTube check, my TikTok check, all of that's taxed. I'm out here working hard. Bump if it's taxed or not. I'm out here actually putting in work. And these people are in nonprofits living in mansions. Mansions. They taking private jets everywhere they go. I'm driving my Kia everywhere I go, right? And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm sick of these people taking advantage of a system that is already broken to us. We're going in debt. This country is going in trillions and it just continues to plummet. We go into war. I think they said it's already hit like double-digit trillions because of the war. And it just continues. Gas goes up for us, and then Trump's like, y'all will be all right. Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that that I'm personally sick of. And you got Turning Point USA flying private jets everywhere, and they work for a nonprofit. Every single one of their employees have a mansion, but they work for a nonprofit. But yet every single one of their volunteers are working for free. Let's keep that correct. I mean, let's come correct on that. These volunteers that work for Turning Point USA, these field representatives and all that, these people work for free. If anything, they get paid pennies. They don't get paid that much. I know how that type of work go when you just set up a freaking picnic table and you put little pins down talking about I love America, come register to vote. How much you think they get paid? It's a reason why they're going after the kids, because they're gullible, right? They're naive. They're young. I told y'all already, I work for a pyramid scheme. I get it. I've been there. I've been brainwashed before. So that's why I want all of these people to be held accountable, because I'm tired of them taking advantage of the system, right? If we didn't have people like this in this country, or at least walking this country free, maybe we would be able to get out of debt. Maybe we'd be able to, for once, maybe gain $1 trillion less of debt, right? Maybe we're able to get out of the hole for once. But no, we still have people like this walking around, taking advantage of all of these different loopholes while we continue to suffer from it, the regular people. So yeah, I'm sick of them. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I just want to put that on everybody's radar. Firecracker 02, I appreciate the donation for supporting the channel. Generation Extra here, you are doing an amazing job about the do-rag. I think people tend to prejudge and look at it as typical fill in the blank. Some people don't even take the time to listen because of pure ignorance. Keep up the great work. I agree, and I do appreciate you and everybody else as well for not prejudging and just realizing that I'm just a regular person, just talking. I'm not in no studio getting paid salary by somebody where I'm in my house, in my office, and as soon as I get off here, I will be going in the room and going to sleep. So, yes, I'm comfortable. When I'm comfortable, that's when I yap the best. And I do appreciate y'all for allowing me to do that, because there are a lot of people that have to, they feel like they got to pretend, and not once. Now, also, nobody would ever make me pretend. I'm always going to be myself regardless. But not once have I ever, felt like I needed to change for the Yap community. And I do appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for supporting. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to be like my authentic self. And y'all go to bat for me. Like, as soon as Coach said that in the comments, like, it was like 2 or 3 people that was like, bro, chill, bro. We love Jay. We love Jay the Yapper. Like, just relax. So I mean, I can't do nothing but appreciate y'all, bro. Like, that's all love. Now that was that was Club America. I gotta show y'all. Look, I'm 42 minutes in. I told y'all there's no organization here. We just yap. We just yap until I'm tired, then I go to sleep. I gotta play the donkey of the day. And yes, y'all will get a little irritated for a little bit. That's the point. Just to get y'all gears going a little bit, get y'all emotions running a little bit, have you scream at your phone a little bit. That's the point. So let me pull up a little donkey of the day, because I'm just now seeing this. I'm a couple of days late, and I'm just now seeing it. But I was like, I gotta share this with the family. I gotta share this with the Yap community. They gonna love this. So without further ado, I don't even want to say too much. I just want to play the video and allow y'all to see it yourself. This is regarding the Daily Mail coming out with the secret screening of the Charlie Kirk video, or my fault, the alleged Charlie Kirk video of him appointing Erica Kirk as the CEO. And the Daily Mail came up with all that. They put it behind a paywall, but behind the paywall was just an article just saying, hey, trust us, we saw it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, let's listen to the donkey of the day regarding that.
Said that they had the video. TPUSA released a video of Charlie Kirk naming Erica as his successor. Like, I appoint my wife Erica to be the CEO if something happens to me. That video, did y'all see the Daily Mail said that they have it? TPUSA gave it to them. TPUSA in cahoots with the Daily Mail, right? A couple of weeks ago in March, Andrew Kovac, I guess a couple months ago, Andrew Kovac.
I'm gonna skip me talking. I hear myself talk all the time. Y'all see who it is, though. Let's see what you got.
Being found inconclusive, the ballistics report.
First up, let's discuss the relationship that Turning Point has with the Daily Mail, or just any media outlet in general. So how it typically works is there are going to be writers that are more conservative leaning, and they're going to be more positive and more favorable to Turning Point in their writing. Daily Mail is also going to have liberal leftist commentators and writers who are going to have a non-favorable negative viewpoint on Turning Point, okay? And it just kind of depends on which writers are writing about you at what time. Now, it does make sense that the writer that they basically partnered with on this specific article, he is favorable to Turning Point. He is a conservative. So his name is Charlie Spiring. You can go look him up. It says right there that he's a political reporter for the Daily Mail. You can go and search his tweets, his posts, anything that involves Charlie Kirk or Turning Point. He's very favorable to them. The issue that Andrew Kovac had with the Daily Mail about their article about the bullet was that the headline was just a blatant lie. Same thing happened here. The headline leading you to think that there was a video in that article was a blatant lie. And that's wrong. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. But that's not Turning Point's fault. This is a Daily Mail issue and how they allow their reporters and writers to write their articles.
Hey, what you just say? It's not Turning Point. Hold on.
Was a blatant lie. And that's wrong. They shouldn't be allowed. Leading the bullet was that the headline was just a blatant lie. Same thing happened here. The headline leading you to think that there was a video in that article was a blatant lie. And that's wrong. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. But that's not Turning Point's fault. This is a Daily Mail issue and how they allow their reporters and
how was that not Turning Point's fault when Turning Point shared the secret video with the Daily Mail? What are you talking about? That's not Turning Point's fault. That's the Daily Mail's fault. But Turning Point chose to share the secret video with the Daily Mail and say, hey, yeah, release this article, which is a complete lie. What are you talking about? And you're admitting that it was a lie. Okay, what else you got to say?
Writers to write their articles.
Then Erica had her little address the nation thing when she said, the only reason I went out to the white slander me and blah, blah. What in the PSYOP is
Why even went
in the PSYOP is going on right now?
Okay, so again, what I just said right here is that I'm addressing how Turning Point USA doesn't like the Daily Mail. Simple as that. Andrew Kovac didn't like the Daily Mail. He made a whole shebang about it on Fox News. And then Erica don't like the Daily Mail because she said she went to the White House to confront some of the reporters, and one of them being a Daily Mail reporter. So that was the whole thing. Like, bro, you went out to the White House dinner for that? And she said, I went to, and you want to talk slander about me online and blah, 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 all that. I wanted to see you to her face. She talked about the Daily Mail reporter that she had a conversation with.
Oh, bro.
Let's look at what she actually said.
And everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me?
That's what I just said. I promise y'all that's what I said. That's what I'm just re-explaining. I want to hear myself talk. So what's she talking about? Let's hear what she actually said.
So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself.
So Erica Kirk did not go there to confront the Daily Mail specifically. She went there to confront the news outlets and the media in general and how they have been portraying her overall. And it just so happens that the example that she gave of someone who specifically came up to talk to her was someone from the Daily Mail.
Oh my gosh, bro. What's up with this girl? So you just... What's up with this girl, bro? I'm telling you, sometimes this is why I say she dropped this video May 20th, right? I ain't even see the video. It's May 26th. I ain't even see it. So that's why I was like, man, let me just go through. Sometimes I go through mentions and stuff like that. Because sometimes I don't want to, because a lot of people got bad things to say about me. I don't want that negative energy. I just keep swiping. But I said, oh man, she didn't mention me about 3-4 times. Let me see what she's talking about. I said, bro, first off, anytime I see her and in my video, I'm like, bro, I ain't even finna get pissed off today. I ain't got time for it. But then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I need a good little, my blood pressure it didn't go up a little bit today. You know what I mean? I need a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that day to day, get you going. Like right now at that 11:30, I feel like I'm gonna punch a wall. I need that. And I said, you know what? Let me see what she got to say. Because I know she's gonna say some BS. And of course she's gonna say some BS. I literally said Erica went to the White House to address the reporters, address the Daily Mail. Who gives a freak about which reporter it was? The point is that she don't like the Daily Mail. That is what the point was. She talked about how she did not like the Daily Mail and she confronted one of them. So now they're somehow in cahoots releasing the secret video to the Daily Mail. That's the point. Oh my gosh.
You gotta pay for it.
Of someone who specifically came up to talk to her was someone from the Daily Mail.
You gotta pay for it. They put the video behind a paywall. Then on top of that, the funniest part,
As for it being behind a paywall, I don't really
urging people to go see something that doesn't exist.
As for it being behind a paywall, I don't really understand the selective outrage on this one. Lots of media outlets put stuff behind paywalls. This article being behind a paywall, you guys are angry about it and upset. But when Candace is pointing you to an article about House and Habit and it's behind a paywall, that's completely fine. The video of the Aspen Donor Conference has never been released publicly, but the Daily Mail was given exclusive access to screen the full video, report on its contents, and speak to individuals who were in the room in Aspen on that day, as secrecy surrounding the footage has become a major point of contention for critics of Turning Point and its CEO, Erica Kirk. Such gatherings are considered private by the organization, and attendees are asked not to film them. However, Turning Point had their cameras rolling that day. They also discussed multiple people within Charlie's close circle that he spoke to and had these conversations with over the years. And every single time he said that he wanted Erica to take over. And it says this is not a new question that he had from people. Another Turning Point board member told the Daily Mail, I remember this topic being repeated.
Lisa, get to the point, bro, because you about to piss me off. You just said, you just said that you don't agree with the fact that there was no video at all, right? There's no video at all. You just said, I don't agree with them lying about that. They shouldn't have done that. Okay. So why the freak are you charging people to see a video that don't exist? Your thumbnail says that Turning Point USA shared a secret video. And here it is. Oh, you got to pay for it. Gotcha. You pay for it and you realize there's no video. And it's just an article of words. You don't see the issue with that? Okay.
For years, it came up. Like, this is not a new topic. This was something that we discussed regularly. And they finished the article out by saying, is Turning Point ever going to give this to the public? No. And they explain in detail.
Is Turning Point ever going to get this to the public? No. But we charged y'all to read that sentence. That's the thing. We played this thumbnail, right? We put this thumbnail up saying we got the secret video. Mind you, we already had an episode about this a couple of days ago. The thumbnail was a video of Charlie in South Korea talking about how great South Korea was. But they made it seem like the secret video was like of him saying, I appoint Erica. That's what they made it seem like. That's what they were implying, that's what the video, because it seemed all, personal. It ended up being a video of Charlie in South Korea. So the thumbnail was already misleading. Now you go into the paywall, you pay for it just for them to say, we don't have the video. And Turning Point USA won't release it. We already freaking know that. That's why we're here. It's because we know they won't release it. I didn't need to pay you to tell me that.
Tell why that is. So they said going forward, Turning Point has no plans to publish the video of the Aspen event. We never release investor videos to protect the privacy of those present at these gatherings. And we are not changing our policy now. While the public release of the video would prove Owen's suggestions did, and the ask the public never.
I could. That's the donkey of the day. That's the donkey of the day. I have nothing else to say about her. I have nothing else to say about her. That's the donkey of the day. I think y'all can understand and see why. Moving on. Brian Harpole. Oh, my fault. What time is it? 55 minutes? Yeah, I can do that really quick. Let me talk about Megyn Kelly really quick. I'm going to just get through everything, and then I'm going to get through all the comments at the end. I know I usually get to the comments like in the middle sometime, all that. I just want to push through. I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's a work week, work night. So I don't want to be up all night. I'm getting better at that. I do got to control my yapping to a certain extent. Let me talk about Megyn Kelly real quick. Megyn Kelly and the Hodge twins. So the Hodge twins, I'm gonna just be me, bro. The Hodge twins disappointed me. I'm gonna say that because they were a part of. I think it's comfortable to say us. As far as like, man, nothing around the Charlie Kirk investigation makes any sense. Nothing at all. Erica's acting a little weird. And they know that. They've been vocal about that. But Megyn Kelly goes in their show. And we talked about that in the last podcast episode. So that would be episode 19. And Megyn goes on the Hodge Twins podcast and she she talks about a whole bunch of BS. And she goes on and on about how she 100% knows that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. She 100% knows it. It's so obvious. She's literally trying to convince them. How do y'all not know? But what was frustrating is that the Hodge twins, in my opinion, didn't provide any type of pushback. And I think that, that at the end of the day, that's why these people won't ever talk to people like us. Cause I don't know these people. So I'll straight up and be like, Megan, last week you said something different. Do you switch your opinions depending on what's trending? Because last week you was all for questioning the narrative. You was all for that. That's because Candace was trending in a good way. So you was all for questioning the narrative. Nothing makes any sense. All of that. Now you over here talking about you pushing Fed slop. Talking about Tyler Robinson 100% did it. It's obvious. How do y'all not see it? He fits the description. And the Hodge twins didn't really provide any pushback for me. It wasn't good enough. And it definitely wasn't good enough for me when I woke up yesterday and saw this headline right here from the Hodge Twins podcast saying Megyn Kelly does not buy the official story of Charlie Kirk's murder. Now, I mean, y'all can read words just like I can, and words have meanings. So when you think Megyn Kelly does not buy the official story of Charlie Kirk's murder, and they title it like none of it makes sense, you would think Megyn Kelly is about to talk some real rap, right? About like all the different things going on, which would make it not make sense. Now, I'm not going to play the video, the whole thing at least, but you can hear some of it. And you're going to hear her say the exact opposite. It's Megyn Kelly 100% believes the official story. So when I saw the Hodge twins post that she does not believe it, I was very disappointed because I'm like, she literally went on y'all podcast and said that she believes that Tyler Robinson did it 100%. It's clear as day. And low key tried to get them to agree with her. And sometimes they was like, yeah, no. That's what I would have been saying. Like, no, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But that's what she said. You can hear a little bit of her right here.
An Israeli phone, an Israeli number. Bothered by it. Because while I do think Tyler Robinson killed Charlie, I don't know whether there's more to the story. And now I don't know whether we'll ever know.
Yeah.
I did ask them. So I'm bothered by it. Like maybe there's a bunch of them. I truly don't know. It's like that I'm unsatisfied. At Butler, obviously that wasn't the case. I don't really know to this day whether it was done just inadequately.
Against it. It's almost as like she didn't know.
Today, which is the Republican Party. But he and I were in exactly the Charlie was killed. And the young Republicans, Erica certainly is not going to be having an easy time with that. Like she, even for me, and I've been in law and the truth, which is not consistent with loyalty to an individual politician. But I understand MAGA, person who could have pulled the trigger on his own. The lone is exactly the kind of individual assassins. This is not and this person, I guess I have a dear friend who knows a lot about Israel and its leaders and is not a naive person. And Tyler Robinson is exactly the kind of person who could have pulled the trigger on his own. The loner, the trans furry lover. We've seen so many of these bizarre leftists, you guys.
Yeah.
Is it so hard to believe that it was just this?
And you hear them in the back. They're talking about, yeah. And again, it could have been just out of, normal human reactions of you can tell when somebody's trying to get you to agree with them. And sometimes you slip up and you agree with them. But they're literally like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Typical leftists. Yeah.
Lone wolf loser.
Right.
You guys.
Yeah.
Is it so hard to believe that it was just this lone wolf loser?
Right.
Who thought Charlie was too hateful? It's not for me. I've covered so many of these school shootings.
Mhm.
And this guy fits the profile of so many of these school shooters.
Right.
White kid, young 20s, psychotic break,
Mhm.
manipulated by.
Look at them. First off, twin to the left don't even believe it at all. Look at his face. Twin to the left, like, nah, bro, she's speaking BS. Twin to the right, smiling low key. Twin to the right, like, man, that lady full of BS, full of ish. Twin to the left, like, man, I cannot believe we gotta sit up here and just go with this. Like, they not going for it. But my problem is that they don't ever push back. That's my thing. I feel you, twin. But say something, though. Say something. I see how y'all feeling. But why y'all ain't say nothing?
Radical messaging on the left, buys it, snaps, and, does a school shooting, which really Charlie was killed in a school shooting, if you think about it.
Mhm.
So it's not hard for me to believe that. But the truth is, I can't rule out the Israel connection because we refuse to investigate it. You're not allowed to talk.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so it upset me when I see the Hodge twins have a headline saying Megyn Kelly does not, what does it say? Megyn Kelly does not buy the official story of the Charlie Kirk's murder. Because she does. She did. She sold it to y'all on the show, twin. What are you talking about, bro? And like, and that's what I said. Like, I quoted it and said, that's not at all the full context. She said, I hate when I do that. I got to get in the habit of sharing what I'm reading. But I said it right here. I said, that's not at all the full context. She said none of it makes sense, and then goes on explaining how she 100% knows Tyler Robinson did it, and then try to get the Hodge twins on board with the official story. It's confusing because she's a real life walking fence, because she is. And so, she, to me, and I know she has a history of being a Zionist, right? I think all of those people come from that background of being brainwashed. Candace admits it too, that she was a Zionist, and Charlie was too. Obviously was changing in his final days, but Tucker was too. They all were once brainwashed, and I think that's why all of them are now popular, because they're independent. Seems like it. Definitely Tucker and Candace. And they're speaking their mind. And Tucker might be on a little different trajectory than Candace. He might be trying to go for trying to get into office. So I see that he stays clear of certain conversations. But Megyn Kelly is not in that category. She toes the line. She's a walking fence. And after listening to that interview with twins, I said, no, bro, you're controlled op. You're paid op. And you're still a low-key Zionist. Whether you're still in that spell, whether you're still brainwashed, I don't know. But I don't have a good feeling about you. I don't have a good feeling about Megyn Kelly at all. She's a Zionist, undercover Zionist. She still defends them. I think it depends on what's cool that week is what the conversation will be about. But she's pushing Fed slop. She's pushing Fed slop. Because how can you say you don't know, but then you proceed to sound very confident that you know it's Tyler Robinson? It's cool to not know. Don't get me wrong at all. Don't get me twisted at all. I could be far left, far right, not like Democratic or Republican, but I'm saying I could be far off the grid as far as I'm just a conspiracy theorist with my tinfoil hat. Excuse me. Cool. You ain't got to agree with everything I'm thinking. You ain't got to go down that path. Just say you don't know, and then just move on. Just move on. I don't know. It's very strange to me. I guess we'll see what when trial comes, we'll see what happens. That's what, and she keep on talking about I was a lawyer, but that's not what lawyers do, bro. You don't walk around saying, I know he did it, when he's never confessed to that. Megyn has no evidence that he did it. She has nothing to say, I 100% know that he did it. That's a crazy percentage. That sounds awfully confident. 100%, Megyn. Now you can say 50, 65, 70. If you 100% confident, show it. What? How did you get to that conclusion, Megan? She doesn't have anything. She's a fed slop pusher. And once I saw that interview, I said, "Oh, she can't be trusted. She can't be trusted. She can't be trusted." Because next week is gonna be cool to go against the official narrative, and then she'll be doing that. Because I can tell you one thing: I might not know what's going on in this Charlie Kirk investigation. I might can't really answer everything for everybody, but I do know that it's not 100% Tyler Robinson. I can tell you that for a fact. I can tell you that right now, 100% fact that we cannot confirm that Tyler Robinson did that. And then that's the thing that pisses me off with Megan, because it's almost like she ignores key details that you should factor into your opinion. She ignores it. She ignores the fact that it's on documented paper that he was Mirandized at 6:25 p.m. It doesn't make sense for that to be 9:12. It only makes sense for that to be 9:11. It's almost been confirmed that he was in jail on 9/11. So it's impossible for that person to send a Discord text. She doesn't talk about any of that. She just disregards it all and say, I know Tyler Robinson did it. That's how I know you a fed slopper. That's how I know you a op. Anybody that disregards any of those details that you should factor into your opinion, I ain't talking about conspiracies. I ain't talking about, oh, was Erica at Fort Huachuca? That should change that should change your opinion. What? I'm not talking about any of that. Simple facts of, you think that bullet did that? Oh, you do? That's weird, because a million people don't think that bullet did that. How do you 100% know that bullet did that? Have you ever seen a bullet do that? You haven't? Okay, cool. So how are you 100% confident that that bullet particularly did that? Then you have all these other details surrounding the entire case, right? That she just completely avoids. When you do that, I know you're an op. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. And I don't really like the twins not pushing back was not what I expected, bro. I thought the twins was going to for sure push back, but clearly they need me up there. Because I'm sick of these folks. I'm sick of these folks being able to play both sides. When they play both sides, it really does make me feel like this is like a psyop and this is a show, right? I know some people have been commenting on my stuff sometimes, but like, Jay, you almost there, bro. Wake up. None of this is real. These are the things that happens where I'm like, yeah, y'all don't, it doesn't feel real sometimes when stuff like this happen. Because you got all of these people like Megyn Kelly saying, Charlie was my good friend, my close friend, my good friend. All of these people were good friends. And they just ignore blatant things that just blow this whole case wide open. Right? The paver talking about the government and the FBI, the governor and the FBI told him to pave over that crime scene and have it done by Monday. That is strange. But what will we do with that information? Because the feds are in on it. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I just know a real human being that claimed that they friends with somebody would not be acting like Megan. I don't care what nobody say. And they wouldn't be acting like Tucker either. I know y'all love Tucker, and I do too. I'm just saying, if I'm going to call somebody my friend in the way that they do, I'm not going to be behaving and talking in the way that they have been talking and behaving. When Joe Kent came out and said what he said, and Tucker had him on his show, Tucker, his eyebrows raised a little bit. He was concerned a little bit, but he still went like, "What? What you just say?" Nah, now I'm pissed off because what really happened to my friend? Tucker wasn't on that type timing. Mind you, Charlie died, right? This is the stuff that pisses me off. In Charlie's last days before he died, he mentioned Tucker. And let me just preface and put out a disclaimer. I could be thinking very deep here. I could. That's fine. That's just how my brain operates. This is how I move through life. Charlie mentioned Tucker's name before he died, right? He said the donors pulled 2 million, pulled whatever, because we won't cancel Tucker. And he also said, I want to bring Candace back. So he's doubling down, basically saying, shoot, they already taking money. Shoot, might well bring back Candace and they can take more money. So Charlie doubled down on his friends, on Tucker and Megan. I mean, Tucker and Candace in the last text messages. Charlie mentioned Tucker in his last text message. He dies. Tucker raises, I think he said about between $3 and $5 million for Erica. After he died, gave it to Erica. Charlie is now dead. And in his final text messages, he stood 10 toes behind Tucker. He got that money taken and he stood 10 toes behind Tucker. And said it's because we won't cancel Tucker. And in reality, it was he won't cancel Tucker. There was no we. Nobody had Charlie's back but him. He was the reason he kept bringing back Tucker. Everybody else was wanting him to cancel Tucker. So he was the reason he was bringing back Tucker. Now that he's dead, Tucker Carlson is canceled from TPUSA. Now, he doesn't need TPUSA. I'm just stating it out there and putting it as a fact that TPUSA is done with Tucker Carlson. So now that brings me to Tucker Carlson. How do you hear this information? How do you see that in Charlie's last text messages before he died was him having your back? But now, here we are in May, and you afraid to talk about that? You afraid to talk about that conversation? You afraid to talk about how you gave Erica $5 million and you still got canceled? How'd that work? You gave her $5 million and you still got canceled. And you ain't bothered by that? You still cool with her. That's what makes me feel like all of this is some type of show. Because how did you give her $5 million and you still got canceled, but you're not even bothered by it? It don't piss you off for Charlie, the fact that he texted, you talked about you before he died. But you ain't, it don't bother you at all what Joe Kent said. It don't bother you that you gave his wife $5 million. Mind you, he met Charlie before he even met Erica. So your loyalty is with Charlie, not with his wife. But in this whole situation, he's remaining loyal to Erica. I don't like that. So that's why I say I don't like Tucker. I don't like Tucker in this situation. I think Tucker's cool. In this situation, I don't like it. They're fake. Megyn Kelly's the same way. They're fake. It doesn't really make sense. I don't want to believe it's some type of show, but I'm also, it's hard to grasp the idea that all of these people just don't have normal human reactions. It's so many different things going on where everybody is just not having a normal human reaction. You know, even the Charlie Kirk, what happened that day was not normal. Mikey McCoy didn't have a normal reaction. Brian Harpole didn't have a normal reaction. All these people didn't have normal reaction. Hunter Kozak didn't have a normal reaction. Now we're still talking about Tucker Carlson not having a normal reaction. Any normal person would be like, bro, what? My friend talked about me before he died. He stood 10 toes behind me before he died. The least I can do is do the same for him. I bump all that running for president. The least I can do is have his back now that he's dead. Erica, I just gave you $5 million. I just gave you $5 million. Your husband refused to cancel me. I gave you $5 million and y'all still cancel me anyway. Give it back. Like what? And Tucker even said it in his interview. He says, I think TPUSA, the donors hijacked TPUSA. Okay, so if you know that, then what's up? What's up? What you so quiet for then? This was like, you know what I mean? Don't get me. I ain't trying to get pissed off, man. I ain't felt about it piss me off. It just ain't making no sense. It's not making no sense, bro. All Charlie's friend. This is why I rock with Candace. You know what I mean? And people been saying, you know, Candace is part of the show too. And I haven't seen it. So, you know, I'm open to anything, but I haven't seen it. So far, what I have seen is somebody that would react the same way I would. That's the thing about Candace. She's reacting the same way I would if I was a friend. She's been pissed off. She's been pissed off about everybody lying to her. She's been pissed off by this whole situation. And I understand why she's not calling out Tucker and Megan and all that other stuff. I get it. She probably wasn't super close with all of them. I'm just talking about this from the spectator, looking from the outside in. I'm pointing out individuals who call Charlie Kirk a good friend. This ain't got nothing to do with Candace pointing out them. I'm calling out because I'm like, hey, all of y'all have said that y'all was Charlie Kirk friend. That don't mean Tucker was super cool with Candace or Tucker was super cool with Meg. I mean, Candace was super cool with Megan. Candace wasn't even super cool with Megan. They publicly say that all the time. So I don't consider that as like Candace is weird for not calling other people out because she says it all the time. Charlie's closest friends don't even have his back. But I just think it's odd. I just think it's odd. Now, the last thing I'm going to show before we wrap it up for tonight and get to y'all comments. Get a little hot, boy. Them folk had me pissed off, man. I ain't even got the fan going. Last thing I'm gonna show before we hit the sheets is Brian Harpole. I saw the strangest video today, and I definitely want to share it and break it down with y'all. And then we'll get to these comments. So this video right here that I may have seen before, but I think maybe it's just been a while. And I just thought, man, this was the strangest video ever that almost completely snitches on Brian Harpole. And let me show it really quick. All right. Look at this video right here. I don't know who shared it, but I obviously quoted it or reshared it. But look at this video right here. I'm gonna turn this. The sound is kind of necessary. It doesn't really show anything. So look at this video right here.
You're not counting gang violence. Great. 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 Gang violence.
I don't know what y'all looking at, but look at Brian Harpole, this guy right here. We already know what happened to Charlie. Look at this guy right here.
You're not counting gang violence. Great. 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 Gang violence.
Now, it's on loop for a reason, obviously. That was the strangest video ever. Because Brian Harpole didn't even flinch. Didn't even flinch. He wasn't even like, what was that? He immediately, and like I said at the beginning of the video, this is all opinion, all thoughts, not accusing. I'm just stating what I see. But he immediately turned like he already knew what happened and just went to Charlie. There was no type of like, oh, shoot. Let me see if I can slow it down a little bit.
Great.
Look, no flinch. And then, ooh, hey, we getting very close to something in that hand, young fella. Young fella, Mr. Harpole. Hey, we getting very close to seeing what's in that hand, young fella. I'm just saying. But the reason I was bringing up the hand is because his reaction. Look, he immediately knew what was going on. It seems like it. It seems like it. That's what it appears to me. That's what it looks like to me. Please, Brian Harpole. I know you trigger happy with the lawsuits on random people. Not to me. All right. It seems like it. Like Brian Harpole knew what was going on because he immediately turns and puts something in his pocket.
Gang violence.
Look at that. He turns and puts something in his pocket. Let me get to the longer part of it. Here we go. Boom. Look, he immediately. So it's not like I'm looking back, right? I'm looking back and I see something happen to Charlie. And I'm like, oh, now I'm going to go. He immediately put something in his pocket and then ran over there. That was very strange. That was very strange. I said, wow, bro. Wow. That's not normal. I can tell you that right now. I don't care how many times you've been in shootouts. I don't care about any of that. How many times you've been in shootouts, how many times you've been around guns. I just know once this happened right here, first off, I know we already know that this is not like the palm gun and all that, right? We know that. However, it still is strange that, you know, it happened to be at the very same time. Brian Harbaugh acting funny. I don't want to say nothing. Brian Harbaugh acting funny. And what is this, Rick Cutler or some of his name? He's acting funny, and they both act funny at the same time. See how I didn't accuse y'all of anything right there? Y'all both act funny and weird at the same time. Y'all both happen to be pulling and tugging and pressing and pulling at the same time. And then he immediately, what y'all say, put some mints in his pocket. Oh, what a convenient time to be worried about some gum. Put the gum in his pocket really fast. And then I'm gonna go over here and help my friend that just got obliterated. Like, what? I don't know, man. That was that's strange right there. No flinch, no nothing. No flinch, no nothing. I mean, look at everybody else just obviously panicking. And then we had this Mr. Cool right here. No flinch, no nothing. And I mean, I seen somebody also say it looks like he clenched his jaws a little bit. Like again, like he knew what was coming. This is a very clear video. Yeah, he kind of does clench him. Let me pull this up a little bit more. Yeah, he kind of does clench him a little bit. Maybe he's chewing. I don't know. I just know whatever is in that hand, that's the first thing he said. Let me secure this bubble gum. Let me secure this bubble gum. This is a safe bet. Now, he recalls a couple of things as well. What time is it? I might skip through it a little bit. I don't want to take too much time. I know I said that before. We could talk about it another day. The biggest thing is that I wanted to that I was going to kind of like cross reference, and then it's nothing crazy. It doesn't like pin anything against him. Um, However, in this video right here that we'll probably talk about another day, this video right here, he was on the Sean Ryan show, and he goes in to talk about what happened that day. But what was interesting about it is, you know, they go into this segment debunking conspiracy theories, answering answering unanswered questions. They talk about debunking the explosion theory, the microphone. And I thought to myself, how strange to debunk everything besides address the fact that a 30-6 ain't doing that. They didn't want to do that. They had no regard and wanted to talk about him and Sean Ryan. They've been around guns so much, but they didn't want to talk about the 30-6 going into Charlie and explaining that. Explain that to me, Mr. Bullet Man, Mr. Gun Man. They didn't want to do that, but they wanted to take time out of their day in this 2 hour and 48-minute interview debunking the theories that we're trying to come up with that makes more sense than the original narrative. And they take time out of their day debunking explosion theories and debunking this, debunking that. And I'm like, bro, don't debunk the theories. How about you explain to me the narrative? Explain to me, Mr. Gunman, how 30-6 would do that. Let's take 20 minutes into you or Sean Ryan explaining that to me. But they don't, unless I didn't get to it yet. But they sat there and just talked about, oh yeah, I heard that online. I heard this online. Bro, don't worry about that. What's so important about the online stuff? Tell us about what actually happened. So we'll go through it another day, because Brian Harpole will be important again. He will be important again. And it might be, what's today? Tuesday? I got cardio tomorrow. So maybe not tomorrow. But he'll be important again. It'll come up. But I appreciate y'all for listening. Of course, as always, make sure you guys hit the like button, whether you're on your way in or on your way out. Make sure you guys hit the sub button as well, because we are on the road to 22K, and I appreciate all the support along the way. We got a couple of different collabs supposed to this week. My schedule has been so busy since my kid out of school. But we're supposed to be collabing with Matt, and we're supposed to be collabing with, I believe, Adam. So hopefully we can get those two things in this week. Because it's been long overdue. But let me get to some of y'all comments. Let's see what y'all talking about. Let's see. Cindy, thank you for the dono. Thank you for supporting the channel. I was one of Coach's SC saying we love Jay. I appreciate it. Oh, super chats. I appreciate it. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate you for doing that. I believe you're the comment I saw too. So I believe I appreciate you going in Coach's comments and just vouching, just saying that everything was cool. I appreciate you. Cure, thank you for the donation and supporting the channel and being a mod. You definitely have helped a lot. I've been wanting to help with research, and I'm happy to help. I have a full-time job and mom, but this is my jam, and I'm good at it. Go Max J, Christ is King. Absolutely. I think and I'm that's the best part, is that we're all normal people just trying to figure out, how we can save the world in a way, because I'm the same way. Full-time job, got a son, to a toddler at that. So y'all know how that goes. Toddlers be everywhere. Ain't got time for nothing. So I'm the exact same way. And we do what we can. So I think right now my mission that I've just been trying my best to do is looking into Club America, trying to find money trails, trying to find anything I can to just bring more evidence to the table that is just so revealing to the world that these people can't deny it. If we get to a point where we can expose our government being involved in everything, so be it. You know what I mean? If we get to that point, but nothing happens, so be it. As long as we can prove that everything leads to our government being involved, our government being, the feds being involved, obviously they're not going to arrest each other. It sucks that we live in a world like this or in a country like this. But if we can just bring it to the table, that way, we don't know, but we know. If we can do that for every situation, that's cool. We doing what we can. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Y'all was yapping. I wasn't yapping alone. Y'all was yapping with me. All right, let's see. Arizona, perhaps not the best place to reference. Of course, I work in Scottsdale. Oh man, I don't know if I can put a Scottsdale on this map up there, man. That's where Miss Shalami stay at. I don't know about you, buddy. I mean, I think I got an Arizona. I think I put a Phoenix pin up there. How about you just have the Phoenix? I ain't doing no Scottsdale. So cool how so many people around the world. Yeah, it is. I mean, y'all can kind of see it. I don't want to mess with the camera because it might like cut off or something. But y'all can kind of see it. It is definitely everywhere. We got Canada's, we got Sweden, everywhere. Greetings from New Britain, Connecticut. Okay, I appreciate you for joining Connecticut. You might be one of the first Connecticut's. Rich only getting richer, absolutely. How will this all end? The Charlie Kirk saga. I think, and said this before, I think Tyler Robinson will either not make it to trial or he will plead guilty. And he will plead guilty and we'll all question why, because all the evidence in the world exonerates him from at least being the person that pulled the trigger. But you know, at the end of the day, he is playing his role as a patsy. So he's honestly where he wants to be. So if he's released, he's in grave danger. So I think he's gonna plead guilty, and then that's gonna shut everything down. You know, it's gonna just be another JFK, and we're gonna speculate, you know, all these different things. But ultimately, it'll be done from there because evidence goes down the drain and all of that. I mean, sometimes it comes back up, but they don't want this to come back up. So I don't think it'll ever come back up and they'll be like, oh, years later, we found out. No, they want to put this to bed. So I think he'll take a plea. And then I think all of those people, the widow warriors, the Shalami soldiers, I think they'll all come out and say, see, told y'all, he had his day in court. He admitted to it, or he pled guilty. So that means he's guilty, as if people that are innocent don't plead guilty all the time, just to like take the lesser sentence, just so they don't have to go to trial and maybe be sentenced to life versus like just taking the L and taking a couple years. But that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna come out and just say they knew it, told y'all. So like, get ready for that, because there's no way in the world we're gonna be the ones to come out and say, are y'all gonna say sorry to us? Y'all gonna apologize to us for all the things y'all called us for trying to figure out what happened to Charlie? Are y'all gonna apologize? I don't see that happening, because you got to think about who is on the other side. We're talking about Trump has been on somebody that's been saying Tyler Robinson did it. JD Vance said Tyler Robinson did it. All of these people that you got to imagine yourself watching the news and seeing those same people come out and apologize to the world that they were wrong, or making tweets or making Truth Social posts. I don't see that happening. I think we're mature enough to know what comes with being a conspiracy theorist, and that's, you know, the government or whoever hiding the truth. And we're able to just take that on the chin and say, shoot, y'all lying to me, but we know what really happened. And we'll be able to live with that because we know what really happened. They won't be able to live with that because they're gonna have to live every single day as a liar, and they'll eat them alive. That's what makes a great podcast or real and relatable. Yeah, I try my best. I try my best to keep it very authentic. We don't ever really have a script here besides talking points, as if Brian Harpole, Bullet, that's it. And I might have the link of what we're going to watch. Outside of that, it's all straight authentic thoughts from the dome. Y'all funny. Cool. Just found all of you guys, and by all I mean Coach Baron, Lionel, yourself through Candace. Coach might be a little petty towards his own kind. Hey, I don't know. I don't know him like that. You know, I do watch his stuff every now and then, but I don't know him enough to confirm whether or not I don't know. But I will say it's a pattern, it's a trend. I'm starting to see more people say that, just pointing it out. But hopefully not. Hopefully he just, just cracks a lot of jokes. Oh, you ain't done. Yeah. They okay, chill. Coach dislikes most black men. Y'all know him more than I do. So I mean, hey, hopefully I'll give him the benefit of the doubt since I don't know him. Maybe it was a joke. And I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. Just started following his show. He hates Officer Tatum, who is also black. Now that is different. I will admit that. I will admit that is totally different. Officer Tatum is a sellout. He is. He is somebody that I used to love. I used to listen to Officer Tatum all the time. I used to listen to Officer Tatum and I used to listen to Candace all the time. Them two. And Officer Tatum has truly sold out. So I understand the way he makes fun of Officer Tatum because he truly is a sellout. He is 100% a pro Philly Middle East type of guy. Officer Tatum is like, no, they come first. Like he's one of them type of folks. I'm like, oh no, you're crazy. Yeah, Tatum is paid for. Nonprofit means the most profit. Yeah, I missed the memo. Don't worry about going to school. Remember, Mikey McCoy skipped college. He skipped college and went to the nonprofit, and now he making big bucks. I missed the memo. Don't go to school. Don't think about trying to get this career and all that. Just go work for a nonprofit. Be like Miss Shalami and create 5 nonprofits by between 17 and 22. She knew. She knew. She knew the loopholes. Coach is a unique fellow, creative, humorous. However, I'm picking up how he treats black male content creators. Not a good look for me. To each his own. To each his own. I looked it up on irs.gov the week after he died. It's sketchy. Oh, you talking about Club America? All right, that's a good. Let me see irs.gov. Nonprofits are the biggest way to move money. That is why the rich has charities. Absolutely. They always do. Charities, the foundation. They always do. Didn't Wolves and Finance bring out the tax documents for TPUSA Faith, or do I have that wrong? Maybe. I'm not gonna say you have that wrong. I definitely I can go back and look and see if I can just be reminded of it. Cause yeah, I was trying to look up some Turning Point Faith stuff today, and I was just like, bro, what? And then also Leah has a lot of stuff as well. She has like a lot of the different entities. So I need to go back and watch her video as well and study it a little bit more too. So Wolves and Finance and Leah, those two together, bro. Leah is like performing like the Doge audit, the unofficial Doge audit herself right now with TPUSA. So shout out Leah, man. Donate to a charity is code for scratching a back for a later favor. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Wolves and Finance did with TPUSA Faith. Bet. Let me write that down in the notes so I can go back and study it. maybe he'll reveal how he found some of this stuff. Because we gotta figure out how we can find Club America. Danks does a lot on TBUSA and their fraud. Okay, I'll check them out too. Nonprofits make it easy to funnel and or launder money without it going back to the direct source. Yep. They found the loophole. Alabama, what's going on? I believe we got y'all on the map back here. I think I got 2 Alabamas. TBUSA also tried to fund a data center in tiny small town. Well, they said, nah, we are not having that from Barron's podcast. I think I have to watch that podcast. I think I didn't even get to watch that episode. I got to check it out. Crystal, you late, but you on time at the same time because this show is late already. So if you late and I'm late, then I think that math would mean that you on time. So it's all good. When they show you who you are, believe them. Absolutely. That is a very true statement, and it applies to all aspects of life. Yep, he was afraid Tyler B was partying. Yeah, I think Charlie was looped in with some very dangerous people. He had no idea, and I guess he got a little worried when he thought Kamala was getting close to winning. He got a little worried. And I think that's why he, I know he worked a lot of hours and stuff like that to get Trump in the office, but I think that's where like a lot of his tears came from that night that Trump won. I've been saying they were laundering and Charlie knew about it. Yeah, it's so tough because obviously everybody wants Charlie to be this super great guy, this saint, but I think he knew of certain things going on at TPUSA. Just not all. What's that some? I don't know. But he definitely wasn't just oblivious to absolutely everything. You talking about the pyramid scheme I worked for? It was it's called Smart Circle. So Smart Circle is like TPUSA. That's the first umbrella. That's the main umbrella. Underneath Smart Circle, because if you Google Smart Circle right now, Smart Circle seems like this good company that doesn't really have any bad reviews. But the trick with Smart Circle is that just like TPUSA, it has several different businesses and LLCs underneath Smart Circle, which takes the liability off Smart Circle. And then they made us run our own businesses. They made us run our own businesses under our own names, but our checks came from Smart Circle. And it was similar to this. So, and yeah, so that's why I know a little bit about that, because I was one of those business owners. Like I did whatever I had to do, but then when it was time they moved me to another city, I filed my paperwork and I went through that whole process and opened up a brand new, You know, they'll call it chapter in TPUSA, but we called it I forgot what we called it, but let's just say business for lack of better words, better terms or better words. Um, and I opened it up and business was in my name and all this other stuff. So like, yeah, it was very similar. And because I was the only person, like I was the CEO and president, literally similar to TPUSA, but it's a pyramid scheme. They made money off of. That's why I say I know a thing or two. Is because they made money off of the businesses opening up in the different locations. So the more they had, it didn't matter how much money that certain business got. It didn't matter how much money I made personally at my location. I was in New York. It didn't matter. What mattered was that that location was occupied by a business. If that location was occupied, it put money in Smart Circle's pockets. So that's why I say with TPUSA Faith or TPUSA Club America, it doesn't matter about how many members they have at Club America. It doesn't matter about any of that. It doesn't even matter if it's going well. Just the fact that you can say that it's there, it does something for somebody. They benefit from that somehow. And in the nonprofit world, just a guess is that they get grant money because they're like, look, we're providing all of these services for all of these students. We need money from the government because we're a nonprofit, we're a charity, we're helping the community. So the government gives them all this money. Let's just say the government grants them $5 million because they're like, oh, we have 5,000 chapters to service. So we need some money to service. The government says we'll give you $5 million. Whole time they only have 400 chapters. So then they spend 20, 25 grand on those 400 chapters. And then they pocket the other 4.8, $4.9 million from the government. That's just the government because it's a nonprofit. Then on top of that, you got the donations. So it's a whole thing. Need to start fresh and be aware of everything going on in every state, every city, state, anything touching taxpayer money. Why don't citizens get yearly reports and budget reports where money goes? Right. We should. Absolutely. I agree. What a great super. We love to do rag is his thing. Yeah. I appreciate y'all. It is my thing. I'm always gonna have one on. And don't get it twisted. It's I can't take it off right now because I'm probably gonna have a little indent in my head from the do rag mark. I ain't trying to look too crazy, but don't get it twisted now. Like folks tried me last summer when they was like, man, you always got a do rag. He must be bald or something. Like, don't get it twisted at all. It's nothing but waves under here. Now, don't get it twisted. I am not bald. I am blessed to be 29 and I still got a hairline. I still got waves, head full. I just had a whole bunch of hair, so I still can grow hair. I just cut it all off, and now literally in 2 weeks, you can kind of see it through the do-rag. In 2 weeks of it being, no, it's been like 3 weeks to a month being cut off. I already got waves now. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. But I ain't bald. Don't get it. I just like to be comfortable. That's it. More relatable when you're comfortable. I appreciate that. Every podcast that has their own style, and we love yours. I appreciate that, Crystal. I do. And that is very true. Everybody has their own unique thing. That's why I said with Coach, I was like, bro, Coach, the fact that he was in his hoodie and Scully, that was one of the reasons why I was like, oh man, this guy seems pretty cool. Like he's just chilling, like just chopping it up, nothing crazy. Like sometimes you don't want to, everything ain't gotta be all super professional. You can go to people's channels for that, but sometimes you just want somebody that's like it kind of feels more at home, feels more a little bit more authentic and stuff like that. So I appreciate you, Crystal. Judgmental people will judge, screw them, to each their own, as long as it doesn't affect you. Mind your own business. Absolutely. Always, always mind your own business. I am never in any drama outside of people maybe making videos about me on TikTok, because that does happen. But it's never any type of drama, I would say. We might be going back and forth about a topic. Yeah, Coach, chill on Jay. Yeah, for real. TV USA straight thugging. Coach, a friend of the show. Friend of the high IQ do rag. Bro, y'all are funny. She's 29-hour day. Oof. Wait, I said 29-hour day. I'm tripping. 29 plus hours. Well, I appreciate you for joining, Buffy, after them long hours. That's tough. That's why I've been asleep the last 2-3 days. I know we ain't been live. I've been asleep, boy. I've been asleep by like 9:30, 10 o'clock yesterday and the day before. But we back tonight. Hopefully y'all enjoy this yap session. Man, go on. I know you trolling. I know you trolling. Don't do me like that. I can't. I'm late to this live. I'm kind of glad Lisa knows. She hurts your soul. Yeah, she's a tough one. And she only defends Erica. It's the weirdest part too. It's so strange. She doesn't defend TPUSA, and just sometimes, but she's a Erica ride or die. I swear. Absolutely. Has everyone smashed the like button? Please do so. Let me see how many likes we have right now. It's 78 people in here. It better be more than 78 likes. We've been on for about to be 2 hours. Let me see if it's at least, I need at least 78. Okay. 77. And guess what? I'm going to like my own video. We at 78 now. I'll take it. When you got Yap saying, "What are you talking about? It's a wrap." Yeah, man. Oh man, they'll really get me going. So she would talk to correspondents, but she refuses to talk to Tyler Robinson or Tyler Robinson's family. That's highly suspect. I mean, we know we know she's controlled. We know, but she's entertaining though, in a negative way, but in a good way, because like, it gets me going. You thinking Erica and Lisa are long lost sisters, man? That's how she be acting, bro. I'm telling, not one time when she just say, "Man, nah, Erica was wrong for that." She won't say that not one time. She defended her even through all of them the conversation with the 15-year-old girl. She defended her through it all, bro. I don't know. I told y'all before. I think personally, my guess and speculation is that she getting paid through Gary, because it's hard to find the paper trail. Everybody, but Gary get that. Y'all know he's on paper and on record to getting that big old check from the Department of Defense. I think he's paying Lisa. So Lisa's being contracted through Gary, because it's only them two that's really pushing this type of stuff. You right. This is pissing me off. I told y'all I was gonna bring something. I gotta bring a donkey of the day that's gonna piss you off. Sometimes it might be funny. Sometimes it's gonna piss you off. But it's okay. You needed that. You needed that. You needed your blood to get to rise up a little bit. Your blood pressure rise up a little bit today. Get your heart rate going a little fast. Lisa must be getting paid the zillions from TBUSA. Yeah, I think it's from coming from Gary. Erica trying to act tough like she's really gonna confront somebody. Facts. She hasn't even gone to any of the pretrial, whatever you want to call them, the little hearings with Tyler Robinson. She hasn't even gone to a single one up talking about she want to confront people. Lisa like my content. Yeah, yeah. Lisa's the fan of the show. Y'all are funny. I was expecting Candace to cover this today about the fake thumbnail. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though with Candace. It's so tough because we want her to cover absolutely everything, but you know, she lets everybody kind of like perspectives, right? She lets kind of everybody have a shine on certain things, and she just sticks to her thing. Like if the internet is going crazy over the thumbnail and it was kind of like discovered, she kind of just lets it ride out, let the internet do it. Similar to the fake kids, the picture of the fake kids. Like we've been calling that out since December, and everybody, including myself, was like, I wanted her to say something about it because I know that she know what the kids look like. So this would like literally confirm it if it was a fake picture or not. But she never talked about it for a long time. But the internet was going crazy over. I think she just lets that happen because she's like, I don't even got to say nothing. Like the internet clocking you. So I think it's similar to this situation. Like we all know that it was the thumbnail was fake and all of that. And then she might, you never know. She comes out of nowhere sometimes. My question is why EK keeps getting pushed in our face? Why? What's the purpose of this? I never even heard of EK until CK passed. I never heard of CK until he passed. Yeah, they're forcing it. They're forcing it for sure. She comes from a background of uh with those type of people that's in charge. So she's already protected. What's up? I like it. Finally catching a live. I appreciate it. Personally, can't watch Megan's podcast. Yeah, she used to be, kind of credible. And I used to like her personality and how she used to feel independent, like a free thinker. But nah, I don't believe it. Megan Kelly is so fake. She is all about talking about what she thinks people want to hear. Absolutely. I agree. Facts. No one knows what the F is going on either. We all aren't buying the Fed slop narrative. Right. That's why when she said, I don't know what's going on, I'm confused, just leave it at that. Yeah, we don't either. But I know for a fact it wasn't 100% Tyler Robinson. Yeah, Candace said Tucker reminds her of Golden Retriever. I do remember that. Black Line Brief. Matt, what's going on, man? When he gets worked up, it's genuine. It gets you feeling that way. Yeah, it really does, man. It really is, and it really does get me in my feelings and in emotions, just because it just sucks, man. It sucks that this happened to Charlie. It really does. Candace and Tucker seem to be the only people who are Charlie's friend. It does seem like it. It does seem like it. His inner circle, no, none of them were his real true friends. He didn't flinch. He didn't look around to see who got hit. It's as if he knew who was targeted. I 100% agree with you, bro. It was just, I don't know. People don't act like that. There was no confusion. He knew exactly what happened before he even turned around. Facts. Y'all funny with the mints. So I'm clearly not a dude, but could he be adjusting his junk before running? Is that a thing? Um, I mean, like, obviously it's a thing, but I don't think that thing happened this time. That was definitely not that. What's up, girly? Oh, the whole BLC crew. Look, we got Bree, the whole BLC in the chat. Probably not anymore. Late now. Jay, you are 100% authentic. I appreciate it, Buffy. I really do. I really do. Thank you so much. Can someone clue me in? Clue me on in who coach is? Coach Colin. Coach Colin on YouTube. You probably already know that. I know I'm late on the chat. Greetings from foggy Central Coast, California. You best believe the next election, Erica will be fighting for her freedom. Oh man, I hope by 2028, the fall of 2027, I hope these people are interrogated behind bars by then, all of that. I hope so. For real. Yep, collab with Matt is on the way. You gave me 84 lights. Let me check. We had 90. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Who coined the term Yapisode? I think it was Mark. I think Mark said Yapisode. I think he did. I might have to start doing that. Yapisode. Yapisode 20, episode 21. I might start doing that. I like that. Find a clip where he impersonates Candace's husband. That's how they betray him. Did Coach do that? Yeah, I'll find it. Yappers love check you out. For sure. You from New York? You been in New York, Yapper? Because Donkey of the Day reference, he always did. No, I'm not from New York. I have been to New York. I lived in New York, upstate Buffalo, for like 5 months or something like that. Played a lot of college basketball games in New York as well, but never lived there. And yeah, I think Donkey of the Day, when I first heard that, to be honest, was probably, I think, the Breakfast Club years ago. I don't even know if they still do that, but years ago they used to do Donkey of the Day. But yeah, I thought of that the other day, and I was like, bro, I definitely want like a little laugh or my blood pressure to go up a little bit. At least just one time an episode, something that I found that was like a little bit of rage bait, and I can fully let it out on the episode. Yeah, I agree. I like the episode. You think it was Glenn? Oh, did Glenn do it? I'm sorry. I think I gave credit to Matt. if it was Matt, Glenn, one of them. Definitely a great supporter to the show. So I'll for sure take y'all's phrase or term into consideration. And moving forward, I think we should start saying the Daily App, episode 21. Oh, no, the Daily App, episode 21. I like that. Yes, 105.1. Oh, it is the Breakfast Club. Okay. Yes. It's okay. So that is the same thing. Yes. So yeah, I used to watch the Breakfast Club all the time when I thought it was fairly good. I think it's a little different now, but yeah, Charlemagne and all that. That is exactly who I got Donkey today from. I thought about that because I used to watch that all the time. It used to be the funniest part of the show, and then so I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, let's definitely add that for sure. Crazy late, but I'm glad I caught a bit of the live finally. Welcome in. We're about to go to sleep, and that's no problem. The best part about YouTube is that you can always just go back and watch if you feel like it. No worries. That's all of them, man. Well, I appreciate y'all for listening as usual. I appreciate y'all for letting me yap as usual. Make sure you guys once again hit the like button before you get out of here. Make sure you guys hit the sub button because we are on the road to 22K, and I appreciate all the support along the way. And I will see y'all on the next one.